Today's rule for retirement is understanding how your advisor is paid or how they're compensated for their services. And so there's three main areas that we look at in this discussion. So the first area is what's called fee for service. So you may have someone who is a financial planner. They don't actually manage your investments. You just come to them and you bring them statements and they give you advice, and you do that yourself or you do it with someone else, and they charge you a fee, a flat fee for the amount of time that they spend or the work that they do. And so they may have a set financial planning fee no matter what time, or a certain fee per hour, but it's very clear, and you end up writing them a check for exactly what that cost is that you incur in the planning process. Now, the other two areas work with people who are investing your money, and so there are fee-only advisors, or they make money on a fee basis, and that typically is going to be done where you have a certain amount of money and they take that percentage out of that account. Some people will do a fee service for the entire amount of money. Some people will base it on the actual accounts that you're invested in, but you should see a management fee come off of those accounts and be able to be very clear as far as what you're paying them to manage those funds. Now, the third way, and the hardest way to see, is what's called a commission basis. This is where an advisor is paid basically to sell you something, or every time something is bought and sold, they make a certain amount of money on that. Sometimes that's revealed or told, and sometimes that's not. In some brokerage institutions, you have a buy-sell charge every time you change out of mutual funds or stock positions instead of a management fee basis. And again, depending on how active those managers are, that could be a really good thing or a really bad thing. What gets complicated and what gets worse is when some of these things combine. So some advisors charge a fee for service, a financial planning fee. They also have a fee basis on the managed money that they have. But secretly inside of those accounts, there's buying and selling that happens that they may get compensated on. And so if you have all three of these areas that you pay for, that starts to eat into the money that you actually make. And so you may be looking at your accounts with your advisor and saying, why aren't I making any money? The market's up. The cost here can be a huge restriction on how much money you're actually making. And so for us, we are in a position where if you work with us, we don't charge a financial planning fee. We get paid very specifically, and we separate those costs. So we don't have things that we get paid a fee or a commission on top of each other. It will be one or the other. And you need to understand how your advisor is paid, because not only will that affect the recommendations that you get, but it can also affect the performance and longevity of your money.